Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here, and today we're back with a really exciting video, a really exciting story. We're back with some off-season rumors, stories, that type of thing, you know, the speculation like the good old days. I know it's been a while since we've been able to do some stuff like this. Obviously, the off-season was, 3-4 months ago, and then we had a really exciting LCS season, a really exciting LEC season, a lot of fun stuff going on. But now, for teams that are knocked out of the playoffs, we have another version of the offseason. The offseason between spring and summer, it's never as big or as crazy or as exciting as the offseason between like Worlds and Spring Split, but there's still going to be some big roster changes. There's still going to be some big stories and rumors and stuff to cover, and today our story is one of, it's just all about Nemesis, about some different teams that are potentially interested in him, and what options are going to be available to him, what teams he's going to be deciding between, in between these splits, and whether or not he'll be back in the competitive League of Legends scene in the summer split. But before we get into that, I just want to mention real quick, if you guys have not already, please take a second and smash the like button. I would appreciate it so much. We look to get like 100-ish likes on these videos, so check down below. If it's under 100 likes, maybe consider helping us out a little bit, helping us out the YouTube algorithm and all that stuff. If you guys were here in the past off season when we were covering all those stories, and then you kind of, went away from my channel during the gameplay and everything, I don't blame you. But if you're back now, I appreciate it. Also subscribe to stay up to date on my latest content. With that being said, let's get right into this one. Mr. Nemesis. He has obviously been, last year he played for Fnatic. He had kind of an up and down year. Into the summer split wasn't that great. In the summer playoffs wasn't that great. Into Worlds wasn't that great. He got replaced by Niski. He was off of Fnatic. We heard in the offseason that he maybe got some different offers from LCS teams like, I don't know, Golden Guardians and Evil Geniuses, maybe even 100 Thieves, but he wasn't really interested in a lot of those LCS offers. The right offer, amount of money stuff didn't come up. And I don't think he ended up getting maybe no offers from the LEC. So he decided to take a split off. He's been a content creator for Gen G. He's been streaming for them. Apparently he's been scrimming a little bit behind the scenes with maybe some Korean Academy teams, all that kind of stuff. Obviously he's been doing a lot of stuff with LS. He was doing stuff with Crown Shot for a little while, but then Crown Shot got picked up by Vitality, and Nemesis has just been kind of sitting out waiting his turn. And honestly, it's been a shame. He is absolutely good enough to be playing in the LEC, and now that we've seen the LEC regular split unfold, we have, there's a couple of guys out there that you can pick out that are definitely not as talented as Nemesis that he should definitely be playing over and should definitely have a job over. And in this video, that's one of the main things we're going to be covering. So our main man, Wooloo, the #1 rumor guy over in the LEC, he's definitely a great follow on Twitter. If you guys do not follow him, definitely I recommend going to check him out. He tweeted out, rumor, Nemesis might be back for summer split. Big thing there being might be. This is not guaranteed at all. This is rumor, speculation. Nothing is confirmed yet. He has not signed anywhere. Nemesis might be back for the summer split as teams in both the LCS and LEC are trying to acquire him. That doesn't surprise me very much. Obviously, again, I definitely think he is talented enough. And even though he may be flamed out on Fnatic a little bit, I still don't think his level was bad enough to be out of the LEC entirely. And I do think he had, a bad split where he could absolutely rebound. And especially getting to take this time off, getting to maybe, get his mind right again, and hopefully reignite the flame for him. I think he can come back and be maybe better than ever. The main team trying to get Nemesis in the LEC is Vitality, as they're looking to find a new mid laner following a decision to bench Melitza. Now, this is another big story that I was considering covering and talking about. The fact that throughout the whole split, obviously Vitality ended up finishing last in the LEC, and Melitza was possibly their worst performing member. I know there's also some speculation about just how good like Skeens was and stuff like that, but Melitza had not been good, and there were a lot of people calling for him to be benched, calling for him to be replaced, and it looks like Vitality has decided to do that. Now, again, we're not exactly sure who their mid laner is going to be yet, but Nemesis is one of their top choices to replace Melitza in the mid lane. I think that would be very, very exciting. Now, obviously, some reasons that Nemesis could potentially go to Vitality is that in the LEC, they're one of the organizations that actually has a decent amount of money to throw around. The LEC is not filled with a ton of rich organizations that are paying players a ton of money or anything like that. And not that I think Nemesis would demand some super rich contract or anything like that, but he needs it to be worth his time. He makes a decent amount of money streaming, for him to go play. He wants to be in a good situation where he can be set up to succeed. Probably a team that believes in him, a team that he thinks he can be good, and a team that's going to, pay him enough money. Another thing, obviously, that Vitality has going for him is that we know Nemesis and Crown Shot have some type of relationship where they are at least, pretty good friends, or are at least very, they know of each other and have gotten along in the past. So that could also be another thing that that is maybe could potentially pull Nemesis into Vitality. Now, I think at the time when Crownshot signed with Vitality, I know there was rumors of LS maybe recommending Crownshot to not go to Vitality because it looked like they were a mess of a situation, and he didn't want him to go and, you know, be playing for a bad team and then look bad and then kind of get screwed out of opportunities in the future. But Crownshot said he just wanted to play. He wanted to go get an opportunity, and then it honestly worked out pretty well for him. Crownshot has looked pretty solid since he's been playing for Vitality. Vitality started to win a couple of games, and even though the team around him kind of sucked, I definitely don't think it was a bad decision at all for Crownshot to go to Vitality. And then if they were able to pick up Nemesis on top of Crownshot, you know, Vitality could all of a sudden be a decent team. And yes, while they still wouldn't be that great of a team, I still don't even know if they'd be a playoff team. I do think Vitality is a decent situation for Nemesis to be, you know, in, because again, these top teams in the LEC, it's not like the G2 mid lane spot is just going to open up and Nemesis is going to get to walk into something like that. You're going to have to start out on a mid to lower tier team unless somebody just randomly shows interest in you, even though they haven't been for the last couple of months. And Vitality is a team that has shown interest to go out and get big free agents. They have shown interest to go out and spend money. I think in the next coming splits and years, Vitality is going to be a team that eventually, one way or another, finds a way to be a solid team in the LEC. So, you know, I don't think Nemesis getting in on that now would be that bad of an idea. And I think, you know, it'd be a good opportunity for him to play in the LEC. But Vitality is not the only team interested in him. Just kind of tying up the ends of the Vitality situation. If Nemesis joins Vitality, he could reunite with his former teammate and friend Crownshot, obviously. And if Vitality doesn't get Nemesis, it sounds like they will be taking a European Regional League mid laner to replace Melita in the mid lane. So that would be interesting as well. That would be cool. Now, Wooloo did follow up, wanting to clarify on some of these tweets, because some people took this as like, oh, Nemesis is going to Vitality, it's done, you know, like Melita's out, Nemesis is in, this is what's up, and he said, that's not how I took the tweet, but, you know, that's kind of, people kind of overreacted and stuff. He said, I didn't say that Nemesis is joining Vitality. He said that NA teams are interested in Nemesis, Vitality is interested in Nemesis, Melita is going to be benched, it does look like he's out of Vitality, and that a European mid laner, European regional mid laner, if not Nemesis for Vitality. Those are 4 different rumors. He says maybe should have been more clear. I think he was fine. Now, obviously, our boy Skeleton as well, Scuff Skeleton. He is another great follow on Twitter. A really, really good kind of rumor speculation guy. Pretty quick. You know, he's always tweeting and seems to get the stories out pretty fast. Does have a lot of sources with the LCS and everything. He tweeted out, gee, I wonder which 2 LCS teams are in dire need for a new mid and have an import slot open. And he said 1 rhymes with folded cardigans, and obviously he's talking about Golden Guardians, to which I responded, GG still isn't looking to spend any money, I presume. And he kind of followed that up on his Twitter account as well. He said, for the record, I'm almost positive that he stays in the LEC, and that's what it does seem like, because again, in the past offseason, Nemesis had some of those LCS offers before. You know, he even like said on his stream, he didn't say which teams he got offers from, but he said he got LCS offers that he turned down. So we can assume, you know, it's Golden Guardians or 100 Thieves or Evil Geniuses or whatever. And if he turned down those offers, then now that Golden Guardians went like 4-14 or whatever they went, why would he now be more interested in them? That's what I don't understand. I don't know if these LCS, you know, things really make too much sense. So he said, for the record, I'm almost positive he stays in the LEC, but the front runner for him in NA is reportedly IMT. GG is interested, but I don't think they have the budget. Can't blame team for trying though. Rumors of EG dating back to October though. And yeah, that's what I get. That I do think Evil Geniuses would make sense. I do think they would be an interesting spot for him. But you know, Jizuke was actually solid this split. Yes, he's super coin flippy. But would they be willing to kind of replace Jizuke for him? I don't know. Who knows? But this is a rumor that has kept coming up, and I've talked about many times before. But you know, since we've just kept hearing it and nothing ever happens, I'm starting to kind of lose hope and lose faith about Evil Geniuses. As far as Golden Guardians, again, they don't really have the budget. They don't have the money. I mean, they just had a really good team last year. They sold off all their players and they went with this budget team. Now they're going to go out and spend the money to buy Nemesis. Now they're going to import a mid laner. That doesn't make any sense to me. I definitely do not think that is happening. I would be absolutely shocked if he ends up on Golden Guardians for so many different reasons. And then Immortals. Immortals is a solid team. They went like 7-11 in the LCS. I think they finished 7th. So they're a little bit outside of the playoffs, but are they a Nemesis away from like going to Worlds or something? You know, no. And I don't think Nemesis is going to come, you know, halfway across the world over to North America if it's not a chance to like, you know, compete for at least a World spot, to at least be the 3rd best team in the LCS. And I think Immortals is much farther away than that. Like Skeleton said, you can't blame them for trying. You know, they do have to reach out to players. They have to do their due diligence. They have to try things. But I just don't think a lot of these bottom tier North American teams that have been trying to like save money and stuff, I don't think they're all of a sudden going to go spend a bunch of money on import mid laner. And I don't think these are the situations that Nemesis is necessarily looking for anyway, especially if Vitality is out there. Now, there was another guy who said he is 99% confirmed Vitality. Now, again, I always hate these percentages and stuff because what do these percentages mean? How do you know, 99% from 90% from 50%? Who knows? So don't read too much into that. But he says 99% confirmed Vitality. They just need to agree on the payment. He will not compete if not on Vitality. He does not want to come to NA. And again, I do believe that. Now, if like Team Liquid, wanted him, all of a sudden, I bet he might want to come to NA. If Cloud9 wanted him or TSM maybe even wanted him all of a sudden, I bet he wouldn't mind coming to NA too much. But yeah, I think if Immortals and Golden Guardians are the ones calling, I'm sure he doesn't want to come to NA. He said he was their backup plan when Perk's shit fell through. He's talking about Vitality now, but Nemesis was not wanting to commit to an offer, so because he thought he could get better offers, so he ended up sticking with Militia. So that's maybe what happened during this offseason. So that's kind of the latest updates on Nemesis. Again, it's looking like that Vitality is the most likely option. I think it would be a good fit for both of them. I think it would be an opportunity for Nemesis to get back in the LEC, which would be awesome, and I think he deserves to be that, and I think the fans want him back. It seems like he wants to come back as well. He'd get to play with a friend in Crown Shot, and he'd be on a team that, yes, they're not great, and they're probably not going to be great this year, even with Nemesis, but they are a team that's willing to improve, willing to spend money. They tried this past offseason to get Perks. It sounded like maybe they even tried to get Yankos. They tried to make big splashes. They tried to make, big money moves, and they're going to probably do that this next offseason as well. So even if they will be bad during the summer split, that doesn't necessarily mean they'll have to be bad into 2022. And what really better options or offers does Nemesis have out there right now? I mean, he can keep holding out for the perfect offer or whatever, but I think he needs to start playing competitive again to prove to some of these better teams, these big organizations, and these teams offering more and more money and contracts and stuff to get that. I don't think if he just keeps streaming that randomly one day, the perfect offer is just going to pop up out of nowhere. I think he does need to kind of get back in the ring a little bit, and I think he will do that. Obviously, when we take a look at the LEC, when we're talking about the teams that we're interested in, Vitality coming off a 5-13 split, that's not super exciting. It's not necessarily a team you're looking to like join or anything. Obviously, especially with Nemesis being on Fnatic before and competing for titles and going to Worlds and all that stuff. And I'm sure he's a competitive guy that wants to compete in these big matches, these big games, prove himself. But you had that opportunity. It didn't go well. They decided to move on from you, and now you got to prove yourself all over again. And that might suck, and that might not be what you want to hear. But again, I do think Vitality presents an interesting situation. On the LCS side, Golden Guardians 3-15 in the LCS. Like, I don't know. It's way, way different when you're in the LEC around your family and friends and you just get to play, and then that's way different than coming over to North America to play on a team like Golden Guardians. And then even Immortals, 7-11, yeah, they were 7th, but 3 games back of 6th place. Like, I don't know. I think they are really, really far away from these top teams in the LCS, and I don't know. If I was him, I would not be looking towards these LCS teams, but I would definitely be giving that Vitality offer a good long look. But that's pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. What do you think Nemesis should do? Should he sign with Vitality? Should he come to the LCS? Should he just keep streaming and wait for a better offer? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Again, the offseason is back. I hope you guys are hyped. I'm hyped. I'm excited. Hopefully we can start popping off. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!